G'day, mate, and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. Yeah, all those words do work. So, forever now, I've been handcrafting trains because we just didn't need that many of them. You need steel, iron, and gears. I figure it's about time we automated the crap out of this stuff, because I'm sort of sick of handcrafting them. I'd much prefer just to pop in a base and go, oh look, I got 10 trains. You need an output, you need an output, you need to limit yours to 20? 20 trains, I figure. And we'll change you to wagons and we'll say 40 wagons. That means I have 10 trains potentially in stock at the main base at all times. That one probably needs to be increased. That one probably needs to be increased. And that one probably needs to be increased, because we're not really at a point where we care too much about how much crap we have sitting around in chests doing nothing. Meh, I'm not going to bother building any more engines. I know technically we're short, but you know, I do not need those speed modules anymore. They can go away. Okay, so I do have one engine. I don't have fuel. Let's grab some fuel. Let's put our train down. Bit of fuel. And we need to add a new main line for the steel smelter. I'd add 2 actually. Right about here, I figure, is a good spot to link in. Oh no, let's go a bit further north. Let's go right to the end of that line, which is oil 4. Puts us in the right general direction. And then we'll drive some manual, because nothing bad ever happens when I drive a manual. So, alright, keyboard, because probably you heard it in the last episode, and you're probably definitely going to hear it in this episode. So I bought a new keyboard. Long story short, my Microsoft keyboard of many years decided it had enough, and also decided that the keys W, A, S, and D, W, A, S, and D, yep, W, A, S, and D, I did not need anymore. They were no longer required. So it stopped working. So keyboards, I had lots of choices. Being that my most expensive keyboard in the past had been, well, my Microsoft keyboard has actually been the most expensive keyboard I'd ever owned. At, I think they retail for 130 Australian. And I know I picked one. I've worked in IT for years, so I picked one up as part of a special. You know, when I bought 10 hard drives or something, I got it for like 20 bucks. Nah, 20 bucks is probably too little. Probably 50 bucks. About half price, you know. Being in computers, you know, and in wholesale and retail, it's one of those few perks you get. Occasionally you get some nice, in large air quotes, hardware. Oh, there's coal in the way. How big is the coal patch? 800. Can I build over that? I know somebody in the comments is right now. Type in the comments. No, you can't, JD. Go around it. It's not worth going around. Dead set. Anything that's under 1 million, I'm not even bother mining. You've been warned. Power. Train track. Signals. Alright, back in our train, keep building. So, yeah, it was my Microsoft keyboard. It did me well. I hated the mouse. I had a lovely Microsoft Intelli mouse, which you'd have to go looking up. They are... You've probably seen them before. They were very old. I had one for more years than I care to count. Nope. Back up train. Destroy that. T intersection. Right there. Done. Except we're not doing this outpost. We're doing this outpost. Okay. With the magic of blueprints. Oh, really? Go away. Go away. Go away some more. Even more, go away. Alright, let's get... Sure, let's do it that way. I've actually got miners on me. There you go. Oh, of course they're going to have power straight away because they plug straight into solar. Okay. So, Microsoft IntelliMouse and Microsoft Wireless. Somebody's going to ask for a model number. I think it's 3,500 or some shit like that. Basically, the keyboard was alright. The mouse sucked balls. I have big fat hands. Meat cleavers, they sometimes get referred to as. Really? Why are you out of power? Oh, you're running off 5 accumulators. You fuckwit. No, you shouldn't be. You're literally running off 5 accumulators. Hook into the main grid. Problem solved. Alright, that's that one done. And hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's assume... Okay, let's assume we have more belt, which we don't have. I really need more belt to calculate this out correctly. Alright, I have blueprints. So if I put a 8 wide there. Sure. Sure. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can only potentially run... technically I run 5. Let's run 5. And then we'll reverse this way. Pop that there. Train... T-junction... Let's put it there. I know. You guys are not really following along, and I'm only just sort of basically partially following along. I'm trying to build this with... do I have loading on the other side of the station? No. That's both sides of the station. That'll work. I'll have that side of the station, please. With the actual station itself. Go away, go away, go away, go away. Okay. Sure. Oh, I'm out of fucking track as well. Okay. Where's that train of mine? There it is. Okay, so had a Microsoft IntelliMouse, really happy with it. Had it for years and years and years. Loved it. It packed it in. New keyboard was needed at the same time. Grabbed the Microsoft Intelli keyboard. It worked. That's pretty much the nicest I could be about it. Bought a new keyboard just recently, like I said, like over the weekend, which is, yeah, time is a relative thing when you're watching YouTube. Because the days I record and the days you guys watch are sometimes very different. Sometimes there's 12, 24 hours in between. We're going to call this Steel 2. Now I need a train. Good news is iron 3 is dead. Delete, delete. Steel 2, inventory full. Steel unload, inventory empty. Which means I can't quite pack it all up. Pack up most of it. Alright, let's deal with that. Outpost train. Come to steel 2, circuit condition, go. My train. Pack it. I'm just going to have to pick it up. I can steal some fuel out of you. Oh, I'll take some rocket fuel. What do you got in the way of fuel? Nothing. We need the outpost train. That's the long and short of it. Okay, so Microsoft Utility Mouse, loved it. Keyboard, yeah. Keyboard packed it in. The mouse got replaced ages ago. Ages and ages and ages ago. I have big hands as covered. And frankly went through a number of keyboards. A number of keyboard, not keyboards, mice. A number of mice before I found something I actually liked using. A couple of people made comments at me. A couple of my friends made comments at me because I literally had on my table like 8 mice not plugged in. Because I bought one, I wasn't happy with it. Rather than, you know, just throw it out outright, it just sat on the table for those times when you could use an extra mouse. Like, you know, when somebody brings over their laptop and they want you to do something on their laptop, and you're like, yeah, I'm not using a trackpad. Thanks, but no thanks. I use a trackpad if I have to, and I have some mice here. I don't have to. Alright, you are going to have to... No, let's see if the bot's finished building this. Okay. So, yeah, after going through a heap of mice, I finally settled on a... What's it? It's a Razer World of Tanks rollout... I don't know. It's a Razer Chroma mouse. Alright. I bought it as a promo item from a wholesaler because they'd bought in so many of... You know, as they do, they buy in so many of these particular flashy mice, hoping to flog them off, and this one had become, you know, leftover. Nobody had wanted it, so I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll have a, you know, half-price mouse because I've gone through 6 of them or 5 of them and had not been happy with any of them. And basically came down to the determination that I wanted a big mouse that fit my big button hands, but had not had any real luck. So this one actually looked up the measurements. So I'm like, oh, look, it's massive. It's like not quite the size of my IntelliMouse, but close to. Where we're up to. We want this one, and then I want one more. Hopefully, this is enough to feed this beast. Okay, stacking sodas as well. That seems we need. Maybe not those, but maybe those. And probably more. And I want to split you, take you to there, split you again. I know, I'm splitting the splits. Deal. It's technically what I want to do. I want to take a full belt, make it a half belt, make it a quarter belt, make it an 1/8 belt, and put it over all those chests. Okay. this is going to be interesting. So this is a steel build. This is a, I'm out of belts. I'm doing horrible at telling the story. I know I am. Go back to outposts. You're in the way, so you got to steal, unload, and then you're going to come straight back. I hope, as long as I didn't bug up the orders. Yep. Okay. Nothing else I need to place. Good. You can go into there. The miners on auto trash. That's a mistake. But it's alright. Solar will deal with it. They'll put it in storage. You'll go back on the train. End up back at home base. Anyway, there's a point to my story that's not coming out very well. So, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do that. I'm not. It's a short answer. Okay. We'll wait for the train to come back and then we'll go from there. So, got the Razer mouse, was really happy with the mouse. Have been using the mouse for 2 years, probably, maybe even 3 actually at this point. Keyboard died. Like, I need a new keyboard. Previous keyboards have been shit to horrible to cheap. So, decided, look, mechanical keyboards are all the rage. They've been all the rage for quite some time. They've actually been all the rage for long enough that they've actually proven they work, which is always a bonus. Because there's been, like I said, I've been in IT for many years. There's been lots of things that have been the rage that have proven to not work, given time. In fact, I have a whole computer I spent $3,000 on that then proved to not work because Intel got a little bit ahead of themselves and a lot of the new technology they pushed into this new model didn't work, so they dumped the whole thing and went on with a whole different direction. Anyway, so I bought myself a new keyboard. I was hunting around looking at Logitech. Crap, I can't even remember half the brands I was looking at now. But I didn't look at Razer originally because I already had the Razer mouse and I know how expensive Razer keyboards are. And I'm not saying Logitech's cheap, but yeah, I went hunting and I didn't start at the gaming market. I actually started back with the Microsoft keyboard and I looked at the price of my Microsoft keyboard and saw they wanted $130. You know, I was looking at retail prices, I'll admit, but they wanted $130 for it. And I'm like, you have to be kidding. It's not worth even half that amount. It's a piece of garbage. So, starting at $130, then started looking at the gaming keyboards. Because I know they're, you know, 200-ish, roughly. Well, 200 is sort of the starting price, and then go up from there. Anyway, let's put that into there. Okay, ideas, JD. Yeah, you take a full belt in and put out 1/5 the belt. So technically I need one of these for one of them. Shit. Alright, let's rip this build up. Which means all this iron ore needs to get dumped somewhere. Yay! So, hunting for keyboards. Hunting, and the partner actually... So, the partner got involved in my hunt for a keyboard. Because I just made a comment that, you know, it's keyboard's dead. There's nothing I can do about it. It's dead as a doorknob. And, you know, I'm like, I've got spares here at the moment. I'm just going to use a spare for the moment. And I'll work it out later. And then after spending half hour probably going through the comments one morning, I realised how my spare was so not going to work because it was rubbish. So she got involved, and she knows not a lot about computers, because I pick well in partners, obviously. Not saying that that's a bad thing, it's just, yeah, she knows nothing. Her idea of gaming is something that exists on Facebook, which is hilarious. And funnily enough, she's got a history of when she was younger playing games. But anyway, I'm getting completely sidetracked. Again, I do that a lot. Have you not noticed? It does make entertaining viewing, I've been told. Okay. There we go. You've got power. You can load. You can piss off. So I need more speed modules, more beacons. That iron goes to there. So really I need 2 more stamps. Damn! This is turning out to be a way bigger project than I thought. So yeah, she knows nothing. Her father's a little bit more computer savvy, might be stretching, really stretching terminology, but computer literate. Let's go with computer literate. Just a little bit more. So she put him on the job to hunt me down a keyboard. He came back to, so again, it's the blind leading the blind. So he came back to her with, I found this really good HP keyboard, because he likes HP keyboards. In fact, he's got a HP keyboard that, when I first saw it, I actually assumed he had a Mac, because it looks like a Mac keyboard. It looks like the stereotypical white Mac keyboard. And she actually went out and bought me this lovely HP pile of shit. Which I appreciate. I appreciate the attempt, at least. That's not going to fit. Shit, that is going to fit. Oh, I'm brilliant. Okay, so you go there. You go there. I'm going to run out of belt. Unless I got another stack of 100 in my inventory. There. Oh, it's not going to fit. Oh, no, it will fit. Okay, so you go. Oh. Alright, we'll just leave that in for the moment. It's not going to work. I ran out of belt. Outposty train. Where the hell are you? You're at Steel 2. On your way, at least. Okay, so I need to move you that way. Because that still technically works. It's just got a twist at the end. Still, technically, it's the same thing. I don't have prod mods in my inventory, so that probably means I don't have any. I need a belt. Do I have stack inserters in my inventory? Yes, I have 10. So I don't need stack inserters. I did need a whole heap more beacons, it seems. So yeah, she comes home with this laughable HP keyboard, and like I said, I appreciate the attempt. It means the world to me. But yeah, no. So we start looking again, trying to find a decent keyboard that's not going to cost like an arm and a leg and the same amount as a GPU. Because let's face it, IT is a little bit ridiculous on pricing, and there are plenty of keyboards out there that manufacturers make that cost as much as a high-end GPU, and I just look at it and go, no. See, why are you not chewing the whole belt? Well, you are chewing the whole belt. You were just backed up. Okay. So you need to go back to Outpost. You again need to get out of the way. We've got a balancer, so we're just need more beacons, more speed modules, and got belt. I've got belt left over. I've got undergrounds left over. I've got splitters left over. I've got inserters left over. So we're just down to speed modules and beacons. Okay, that's fine. So we start hunting around keyboards, and like I said, I had already briefly looked at all sorts of brands and found a couple I liked, and then found a big box retailer, which charge you an arm and a leg. They charge the recommended retail price. And anybody who's done anything in computers knows the recommended retail price is basically twice the going rate. So we find a big box retailer who, more importantly, has them on display. And head out there and look at a couple of different keyboards, because, you know, keyboard's something you spend a lot of time on. It's something unique to you, so you really want to make sure that what you get is something that you are going to enjoy using, because you're going to spend a lot of time sitting in front of it. So you're fully running. Okay, so that's a full loop. That's a full loop. Why are these guys not running? Oh, because you guys are missing beacons at that end. Okay, that's fine. I'm with you now. So head out there, have a look at half a dozen keyboards, come across a Razer keyboard, and she points out that, you know, doesn't that have the same logo as your mouse? Which, like I said, it's a World of Tanks, blah 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 blah. It's basically a Razer Chroma. Prior to the Chroma's got all the lights in it. This is the model before they put lights in it. Make long story short. It's the same functionality, it's the same size, the same everything else. It just doesn't have the pretty lights. And I was a little bit amazed that she realised that, but, you know, like I said, we'll just let dogs lie and leave that one there. So, go and play on a Razer keyboard. And I know quite a few versions ago, Factorio added the Chroma interface, right, which makes the keyboard light up and do all sorts of pretty things. They showed it on the Friday Facts, and it looked pretty, and it also looked like something I would never ever bother with. I've since bought that Razer keyboard. Long story short, it was a good fit for me personally. Oh, what am I missing? Oh, chain signals. Oh, the train's probably got chain signals. It does, 100. Is that all we're missing? Yeah, turrets are firing. Cool. Get out of my way, train. I probably want to go to steel unload. Oh, I could do that from that view. Bots are building. Bots are not building fast enough. Bots need... See? It's Factorio. I get sidetracked. Bots need more blueprints put down. Okay. Oh, really? I'm not home base yet? Hurry up, train! We are trying to run the game speed 2 and it's not working. Okay. Steel output thingamajiggy bolt. Signal? Oh, good trick, JD. Let's add a signal or two. Another one about here. Is any of that inside the network? Both of them are. In fact, I think this whole thing's in the network so I could build it because I was lazy to damage stuff on me. Anyway, settled on Razer keyboard. Settled on the silent linear switches. As you can hear. Yeah, they're anything but silent. Again, maybe I can change... Maybe I can change my audio setup to make them a little bit less obvious. Cancel that. Okay. Am I happy with the keyboard? That's probably the bottom line. That's probably the most important question. And the short answer is yes. This is so turning into a keyboard review. Which sucks, because maybe I should have asked Razer if they'd send me a keyboard. Actually, that's not a bad idea. We'll see if I can milk this YouTube thing for everything it's worth. Got the keyboard. Really, really happy with it. happy somewhat with the functionality that you can make the lights light up according to the game. It's a gimmick. I know it's a gimmick. It's not a gimmick that does anything for me. It's just a gimmick. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. The M key was flashing red earlier, and I had no idea why. It looks like if you're being attacked by biters, the M flash, yeah, on the map view somewhere, the M button flashes red, which is a little bit hilarious and really annoying at times, because I was on the community death map, and man, the biters are always chewing on something. Hopefully themselves more than anything else, but yeah, yeah, a little bit interesting, a little bit frustrating. So yeah, that's my little story about my little keyboard, which means that unfortunately it's going to be a little bit noisy, and I do have plans to fix it. I am in the process of this week having a deeper look into the lovely software I used to record with, which has had all sorts of new additions. My catch is that the keyboard is as loud as my voice, technically, as far as the microphone's concerned. So any efforts to mute the keyboard could end up muting my voice, so there's going to be a lot of playing around to get it working, and that means I need to play around with it live when people are telling me it's broken, rather than a recorded episode where I need to then watch back the whole episode to make sure the audio's right, which means I can really only play with this shit during live streams. So, new goal, live stream as much as possible for the next couple of weeks. Anyway, I think that does that for this episode and this keyboard review. Thank you guys for watching. As always, we've got Steel up and running. I need to, like I said, do offline work, setting up many outposts, and probably tweak that damn train, which has now run away, to have more room for beacons and modules, because we're getting further and further away from the home base, which means it's taking longer and longer for that train to do a loop, to go out and restock and come back. Also want to get back to this monstrosity, and at the same time I'm thinking maybe we turn oil on for good and we start bringing these items back and decommission the base oil. Yeah, all the trains have to be reconfigured, because at the moment there are 2-4. They're going to go for a 1-4-1, because that's what we're using, is it not? Yeah, that is what we're using. So some tweaking to be done. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when the next episode is going to take us. I'm definitely going to sit and have a good think about it between this episode and next episode, and make a decision from there. Actually, we need a big coal outpost. Did we not have a big coal outpost that I noticed was in the way? We got that one at 1.4. Thought, oh, 3.5 mixed with iron. Maybe that's our answer. Thought there was an even bigger one somewhere. Hey, that's the baby. That we need to tap to run plastic. Oh, the other thing we're going to do is look at some of our bigger builds, like blue circuits and red circuits. Okay, I need to think between episodes. As always, thank you guys for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this little keyboard review. Thank you very much. And hey, Razer, sponsorship. Thanks for watching. Bye!